Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma practitioners, the human nature is always moving, and when it comes to mind, the very nature of the mind is developing and cultivating. But the thing is, when the mind becomes so comfortable with the environment or the facilities or the emotions or the feelings, that the moving nature, the cultivation become stagnate, settle down. And when you move, you grow. When we look at the history of the human civilizations, that you can recognize, the people are kind of like travelers, generations to generations, land to land, place to place, and ideas to ideas, moment to moment, we travel. But the thing is, when we are deeply stuck with the moment or the situations, even though physically we travel, mentally we harbor to our emotions or the thoughts or the mental formations or the defilements. Once you harbor to thoughts or the ideas, what happening, rather than moving towards to uplift your awareness, you start to move like a circle. That circular movement is called the samsara. Once you start to move like a circle, the subject and object is interfere each other. That interference start to bring a current or the bound, the tangle. And once you have that, it is very difficult for you to move away from the subject or the object. It is very difficult. So, it is very important then for you to move forward rather than start to get into this circular motion. Because once you stuck with this circular motion, you stop growing inside you. When you look at the history, the people used to read the stars to move, and today we have navigations to move. And at the same time, spiritually, Dharma is a kind of like a navigation for us to move. For where? To ultimate goal of our liberation. That is what called Nibbana. So, how much you have to travel and how much the effort that you have to put. So, when it comes to day-to-day life, we have a greater challenge with our conventional lifestyle. That lifestyle always push us to settle down, settle down, settle down. Even though physically we settle down, it is your own personal responsibility deeply to keep your development of your spirituality or the mind. So, for that, you have to have a great effort always. It's like a tree. When you plant a seed, when the seed get the necessary soil and the environment and the water, Once the seed start the journey to become a tree, how far it grow, it never going to stop any moment. It grow as far as it can. As a child, when the child start to walk from the beginning, how many times that child tried to walk? How many times fell down? It never going to count how many times you fell down, or even the parents around you, or the other friends or the family members, brothers, sisters, it always encourage you. It doesn't matter how many times you fell down. You don't count it. You only focus how to walk. That's it. So when it comes to meditation, keep that same attitude inside you. Once you sit, it doesn't matter. You don't count how many times your mind go here and there. It doesn't matter what difficulties come towards you. It doesn't matter whatever the sound or the smell or the physical comfort come towards you. You don't count on that. You count only for your concentration. You settle down with your samadhi. You settle down with your tranquility state. You don't look for anything else. So try to develop that attitude. You have that attitude inside you. So from the ancient time, people that develop this journey, because the human nature build up with the development of the mind. And the mind always look for freedom. That all this material, all this science, technology, everything came out of that wisdom. Look for that wisdom. So then it is your responsibility. Are you allow your mind to grow? Are you keep that freedom inside you? So, because that is the only place you're going to satisfy. Not with your husband, wife, children, friends and family members, brothers, sisters, or with this all the material things. You will never satisfy. You're going to be satisfied with your mental development. You will see that. Our entire human civilizations prove that. We're looking for the happiness, and we're looking for satisfaction. We're looking for calmness, comfort. Only the place that you can find it with your mental development. So then always look, are you available for that? And when it comes to that, from the ancient time to today, the mind always have a deeper connection with the wisdom. It has a deeper relationship with the wisdom. So when it comes to wisdom, there are different ways we can analyze it. What is wisdom? So the wisdom is knowledge. That knowledge, not that you accumulate through kind of like information that somebody else build up. When it comes to wisdom, it is a kind of like seeing the truth as it is. Another thing is, you recognize something to its own pure nature. And another thing is, when you are able to see something before it happened, that also wisdom. So in conventional life, at least you have to get into that wisdom. That is the most, in day-to-day life, most valuable wisdom. When you look at this, all the science, technology, that the people try to gain a kind of like a knowledge when something before it happen, if you know it, it is a kind of like a wisdom. So like as example, weather, that is one of the greatest, the advantage that we used to take out of the science. So then in day-to-day life, how about your own bodily, verbally and mentally action? Are you able to know something? When you do something, are you able to know what going to be the counter action? So that going to be your wisdom. Keep it that. At least try to develop that. And there is something else also, that out of our perception, beyond our perception, there are some kind of knowledge. So but before you go into that wisdom, at least try to develop a wisdom or the knowledge with your bodily, verbally and mentally actions. When you perform an action, just know what going to be the reaction or the result. So that's mean before it come to you or before it happen, you know what it is. So that will uplift your awareness and your wisdom. And people used to gain it through different materials. And in the ancient time, in the Sanskrit the language, there is a word called vidya. Vidya means wisdom. So the people used to gain this, transform this vidya or the wisdom with this material world. And before something happen, how you can know? So the vidya became the video. So nowadays everybody watch videos. That is where the beginning. So the video means when you watch something, it should bring you the knowledge that something that you should know beyond that, whatever the situation. That is the very foundation of this all the video. So the meaning when it comes to video, when you watch a video, what should happen to your mind? Your mind should not shrink. Your mind should open. It is kind of like a broadcasting. So we call it vikasha. In Sanskrit it called vikasha. Vikasha means broadcasting. You open it. How far? There is no limit. It's like how the tree grows. No limit. The broadcast, it go as far as it can. So like your mind, even though your body become very limited, when it come to your mental experience, how far you can go? There is no limit. So like as example, when we do loving kindness meditation, we expand our loving kindness to entire universe. See? But when it come to very physical life, it is very limited. So the advantage of mental development, there is no limit. So then in day-to-day life, your personal responsibility should be to uplift your mind to that unlimited openness. That is what the meditation. That unlimited openness brings through the vipassana. Even not through the samatha, because the samatha, it always go with the mental object. There are limitations. But it help you to grow, and it help you to settle down. It help you to develop undisturbed mind. But when it comes to deeper, the 100% clarity, it bring through the vipassana. When it comes to vipassana, that crystal clear awareness, the universal awareness, that your mind will open to the unlimited. So then in day-to-day life, always remember, keep the mind tuned to wisdom, or the we like to watch videos, but always remember, no one can stop today watching videos. Somehow, from newly born babies to very elderly uh, people, everybody like to watch videos. But always remember, the very purpose should be, it should develop your mind, it should bring some information or the knowledge you to expand your capacity, awareness, understanding. Otherwise, that watching that video is useless, because the very purpose of the video, I mean the vidya, it's wisdom, bringing the wisdom. And the vikasha, the video should has the capacity to expand your mind. So that is a kind of like a information, just to give a background regarding this practice, how we go and where we go. And also when it comes to us, when you keep that journey within yourself, it becomes so powerful, it kind of like a become magnet. All the wisdom start to come towards you. So that's why it is your choice, what you want. And always remember, what you receive, it always, there is something, you look for that. Otherwise, it never going to come to you. And even maybe the difficulties, trouble, unhappiness, sadness, worry, somehow we look for it. And at the same time, we cannot escape from this kind of up and down in situations in life. But at the same time, if you develop some kind of wisdom within yourself, the beauty is, it doesn't matter whatever the worldly conditions or the difficulties go around us, somehow it able to help us to get out of this circular motion of life, and it help us to get out of this the conventional life, and it will help us to find the liberation or the freedom. So that's why every day, in every way, somehow keep the openness and brush up yourself and uplift yourself, and have a purpose in your life to develop your wisdom, nourish your wisdom. So that is your you have to practice personally. Maybe you are a husband, maybe you are a wife, maybe you are a child, maybe you are parents, maybe you do a lot of works. Of course, that is necessary. We cannot escape from that. But at the same time, you have to practice for your life. That other everything for conventional things, but for you somehow you have to practice something every day. So when it comes to that, meditation is that exercise. So every day learn to sit little bit and be silent little bit. And there are 3 principles you have to follow. So when you are alone, watch your mind. And when you are with another person, that means when 2 people come together, watch your words. And when you are gathered with more than 2 people, watch your actions. When you are alone, watch your mind. When you are with another person, watch your words. And when you are with more than 2 people, watch your bodily action. So that way, you will kind of like develop a discipline, and that discipline will help you to have a very comfortable, relaxed, peaceful mind in conventional way. But as I mentioned from the beginning, to develop the deeper, higher comfort or the satisfaction, always you have to develop your awareness. And with that, I'm going to tell you a story. During Buddha's time, this story happened. This story about Wasetti. So time to time we used to talk about some stories. So this Wasetti was a girl in a middle class family, and she had some wealth, but somehow by the time the parents and her brother and told her to find a person and get married. So somehow she get married with a very rich person. By the time her parents died and the brother also died, now she alone with her husband and husband family members. So what happened? And she didn't have children. Because of that, her mother-in-law and the father-in-law was not happy. So because of this situation, the life became so difficult for her. And even the husband start to show some attitude, and life became so difficult for her. It's kind of like a living hell. Why? Now all her parents died, the brother died, and even these people now and start to giving her hard time. Somehow by the time what happened, she had a child. So then little bit she got released, and it was a son. So then because of that everybody was little bit happy, and everybody put the attention to the child, and because of that she got some release. And now she used the child as the seal to protect her from other people, because she used to take care of the child, and everybody loved the child, and because of that they neglect her, and they used to put some attention to her and used to treat her well. So now she became so protected to the child, because that is the only the protection that she had. So what happened? By the time she used to take care too much attention, and then one day by mistake this child fell down. So this happened. When you put too much attention, you make mistakes. So same thing happened to her, because that is the only protection for her, and then because of that she made a mistake, the child fell down, and everybody tried to treat the child, but it didn't work. The child died. Then what happened? Everybody came against her and became so mad about her. And then her husband brought another woman, even another wife, and then everybody threw her out of the house. She had no place to go. Her name is called Wasetti. Remember that. And then what happened? She started to go place to place. In that time, Eastern countries, when the husband the throw away the wife out of the house, it becomes so hard and helpless. So no help. So she start to become a beggar and go place to place and begging and eating it's leftover, and life became so difficult and hard and horrible. And many times she had the idea to die herself, but still somehow something was in her mind, and whenever that idea came, still she thought something will work for her. Why? Because in her mind she knew she didn't do any wrong, even though she go through this situation. So as example, if you If you are stealing something and then you go to prison, then you know what you did. You know, if you did something wrong and if you break any rules, and then as a punishment, if you go through pain, then you know it. But this is, and she couldn't find out a reason why she has to go like this. So in life, remember, when difficulties come, when hard situations, don't look for reasons. Sometimes that will take you to the right path. So in that very moment, in wherever we are, if we look for the reasons, maybe we're not going to find something. Only maybe we find the hatred, anger, jealousy, disappointment, like that. But she always looked for something good in her life. Why? Because she knew she didn't do anything wrong, and she knew something will happen. So she started to become a beggar, go here and there, village to village. And then one day, early morning, Buddha looked at the world and saw, today how I can help. Then he saw this Wasetti, this beggar, this woman. And he knew today she can attain to enlightenment. Look at the beauty of the Buddha. And the right away, the Buddha then start to walk towards the Wasetti. So that day, Wasetti early morning slept on the payment and then woke up, and then she start to look for some food. And she start to go and start to search the garbage and to find food. And then now the Buddha come towards her, and she was a beggar and dirty and no proper cloth, and she start to run away from the Buddha. And because early in the morning, in that time, and it kind of like and sometimes people believe, if you see a beggar early in the morning, that is not good. So like that, maybe somehow the Vasetti was trying to hide, and the Buddha start to come towards her, and she was so afraid. Maybe the society going to punish her. Why? Because she interfered the Buddha's the path. But the Buddha came towards her and then told Vasetti. With the great compassion, the Buddha called, and then she woke up. And then the Buddha told Vasetti, go and find something and eat first, and then come to the temple. So when the Buddha said that, there was a woman, and she heard that how the Buddha talked to Vasetti. What the Buddha said, go and find something and eat, and then come to temple. So she heard that, and she thought, oh, Buddha called her name. That means she have some merits, and I need to help for her. So then what she did, she jumped to the middle and told Vasetti, come with me. And she didn't know even the name. She told, sister, come with me. And she took her to her house. See, that she is stranger, and she just heard how the Buddha called to this Vasetti. And then she took the Vasetti to her house and cleaned first, and then gave new cloth to her. And then she cooked and gave the food to her. And the Vasetti ate, and then the both became kind of like so friendly, and told, that woman told to Vasetti, sister, let's go to temple, because the Buddha told you to come to temple. Let's go to temple, I will take you. And the both went to the temple. And the Buddha was there, waiting for the Wasetti. Now Wasetti come with the friend even. So then the Buddha start to talk to Wasetti, and then from there the Wasetti attained to enlightenment and became Arahanta. And not only that, that the woman of the way that jumped to the middle, and she helped her, and then she took her to the temple, and she also attained to the enlightenment. See, look at the life. And she had a very difficult, hard time. And she lost everything. And everybody rejected her. On the way, but she still believed because she didn't do any wrong. And she knew something will work for her. So then yourself remember in your life that when you able to start to work with yourself with this samatha and vipassana, that is what happening to you. Because the deeper the light hide in your heart start to shine. You are the only one can tap into that no one can get into that point. So once you able to nourish that light, little by little, little by little, little by little, one day even the Buddha going to recognize you. Not only that, it has power to absorb. It's become like a magnet. It brings the other people also. See, that other woman, and she was a stranger, she didn't have any history to this story. What she did. See how she was wise, and she knew because the Buddha called by her name. And then she knew, oh, she has some merits. I need to help her. See, when you help others to go in their journey, what you get, you also gain the good result. And see, her also attained to enlightenment. Just helping her, just took her and cleaned her and gave new clothes and gave some food, and then just took her to temple. But she got the opportunity to listen to the Dharma and the discussion with the Buddha. And then by the power of that, it is not something magic. This is what we don't do. We don't have that attitude in life. We think everything going to, just fell down to us. No, it's not going to happen. What we practice little by little, little by little, going to hit your last goal or the destiny or you can call it luck or the merits or whatever. Because if you don't practice it, so she used to practice maybe for help and for people, and she used to do that because the very first time in her life she cannot do it. So then remember in your life also, if you see somebody need help, and try to do it, even just even for a beggar, just try to do it. Why? Because maybe that going to be your turning point. Otherwise, don't wait till that that everything that the prepared and going to knock your door and offer it to your hand. No, the success, conventional success, never going to happen like that way. Even the spiritual success also never going to happen like that way. So then always keep the clear path in your head, that where you go. It doesn't matter conventionally what you do. And sometimes things go in a better way, things go down, up and down. That is the conventional life. But never allow it to disturb to your spiritual growth, development. It always keep nourish yourself little by little, little by little, little by little, purifying your heart every day. It doesn't matter the whatever the situation comes. And because these situations it's always going to be. Don't put too much value on that also. Just whatever happen, it will happen. And this virus situation, it coming and going and coming and going, it never going to end. But how about our life? So then you have to look yourself and start to develop something in you. You have to follow the necessary protocol for that, but at the same time, and within few days, there are a lot of people, there's now they have the anxiety, depression regarding the election now. Forget about it. Whoever win, they keep going, and then the very next day they come, they shake their hands, and they become friends, and they keep going like that way. It never nothing going to change because of the people come or people go. It's always the same thing. But ourselves, it is your personal responsibility. It doesn't matter whoever became president. If you're not going to develop your life, remember, nothing going to change. You going to become stagnate and start to move in the same place. Even the samsara, lifetime to lifetime, eons to eons, you will be the same place circularly. So don't have a life like that. And keep the clarity in you. Nourish your spirituality day by day, day by day. Keep your path clear. No matter what situations come, no matter whatever the rejections come, no matter whatever the hard times come, just move forward. Why? Because that will take you to your liberation. So these stories, that's why. It is a blueprint of our life. That is coming from our ancestors. We follow that path. When you say Buddhan Saranang Gacchami, Dhamman Saranang Gacchami, and Sangham Saranang Gacchami, this is the Sangha. This is the example that we get out of it. So, like Wasetti, this is the community of the Sangha. So then, when you say Sangham Saranang Gacchami, you get the example from that, the Wasetti, and then when that kind of situations come to you, you start to remember. Oh, we have a kind of like a history for us, and you get nourished out of the Sangha, and then you get the example out of it, and then you move forward, and the other woman, whoever help, and you get nourished out of it. When somebody needs help, and you jump into and you just help and push other people forward rather than pulling them down. So that is the lesson you have to get and move forward. So that way your life also one day going to fulfill your spiritual development and the nourishment, and it will help you when the necessary conditions is there. The Buddha even able to come to you, and it doesn't matter whatever your social status or the situations or the condition. When you are able to develop your qualities in your life in a certain level, if you really trust and practice it, and if you are really develop it, and then your transformation going to happen. Only thing is that you are the one who can do it. So then take that responsibility, move forward yourself every day in every way. So keep that clarity within yourself, and every day try to uplift your life with the wisdom as I mentioned from the beginning. So whatever you do, keep the openness and develop your mind to openness rather than shrinking or tangling with situation. So that openness is the vipassana. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful, May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavattantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava ettavataca ammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idamme punya kammang asavakkayavang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless.